Direct hit. Our torpedo slammed into the merchant and apparently destroyed the engine room. This ship is not going anywhere. But will the damage be enough to send it to the bottom? We have one more torpedo on board. Will we be able to use it against a second enemy ship? Or will it be required to finish off the first one? I hope the damage is severe enough that it sinks on its own. Then we might have a chance to get another one. Hello there and welcome to another episode of our amazing Silent Hunter 3 campaign with the OneAlex Mod Edition. So, in the previous episode we attacked a little convoy consisting of two merchants. We hit one of them with a torpedo, and wanting to save the second and last torpedo that we have for the other merchant, we waited for the first one to sink on its own after a pretty damn good hit. Unfortunately, so far it didn't do it. It is now already 5 o'clock local time in the evening. It is dark up there. Let's actually raise up the periscope and I will show you how the situation looks as soon as we get back up to periscope depth, because we are still down here. So let's do that first. I'm maneuvering myself into a position where from where we will engage that ship that we hit with our deck gun. I have 4 more high explosive rounds for the deck gun, and I hope that this little bit of additional damage, well, quite a bit of additional damage if all 4 rounds should hit actually, that this additional damage will send that ship to the bottom. That's the hope. However, we have to be a bit careful because we have discovered that the first ship that we hit, that we will now engage with the deck gun, that it is armed. They have a gun, they have machine guns, so we can't get too close. We really can't. How close am I right now? I think... what? Did I got way too close, I think. I might have gotten way too close, we'll see. For now we are coming back up to periscope depth, ready to take a look here. Okay, up periscope. There they are. Yeah, we are too close and we are in the firing arc of the gun. So we are not engaging from this position, we have to first maneuver into a position. How close are we? 3.9. About... I'd say about 1.3 kilometers, something like that. Let me note this bearing. It's on a bearing of 18 degrees right now. So from here we are gonna draw a line to 106. 106 is here. So I think they have stopped right here. Because we knocked out their engines, they were no longer able to maneuver anything. So I think this is where they are. Distance 1.3. I want to be a bit further away than that. I want to be about... I think I want to basically be about 2 kilometers away. About here. That should put me at a good angle. So that is where the boat will be going now. We will turn the boat, we'll go there, and from there we will surface and engage them. 2 kilometers, that should give us pretty good hits on them, I think. And we will be at such an angle that hopefully their gun won't be able to respond. And somewhere out here, escaping in this direction, is the other merchant, so we need to get this done before they get too far away and we can't find them anymore. So, if those 4 shots are sufficient to sink them, we still have the torpedo to go after the other merchant. If the 4 shots of high explosive are not enough to sink these guys, we will have to use this torpedo to finish them off. But we'll see. We will see about that. For now, let's go up there to the position that I just marked, and from there we will start engaging them. But that's gonna take a few minutes, so let's skip ahead until we are there. Welcome back. I think we should now be in position. We are now here, about 2 kilometers away. Let's go to the periscope, just verify what we are looking at. There is the ship. We are still, I think, at an angle where the deck gun can potentially hit us. But we also can't be at a much narrower angle than this. Optical height 2.6. Distance about 2. I think mast height is about 23 meters, so 2 kilometers. That's actually really good. Let us now go ahead, speed up a little bit down periscope. Surface the boat. Let's get ready for action here. We're coming to the surface. Okay, there we are. Good. Make sure that we are not recharging.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Normaler Antrieb.
And I think I'm gonna go to the deck gun myself. And we will now tell the watch officer to assemble the gun crew. But I don't want them to waste the first shell as they usually do. And we are gonna switch to a star shell first. Range we set about 2 kilometers. Ready star shell, we'll shoot a star shell just directly at them and see what happens. Yeah, confirmed the range. Yeah, that's fine, maintain. Shoot a bit further than them. Star shell out. There we go, we are actually in range of, okay. Switch to high explosive. Reduce the range. Like this. Fire. Hit. Reduce the range. Fire. Another hit, reduce the range. A little bit more than that. Fire. I want to get waterline hits if at all possible. Reduce the range more. I'm gaining on them very fast and I'm not keeping up fast enough with the change in range. But okay, that was our ammunition, I think. Yeah. Switch to the star shells. We'll give them a few more shells into the superstructure. Maybe it's gonna set a fire, maybe not. Let's shoot at those gunners back there. Yeah, it's setting fires. Okay, that's good. Let's put another one behind them. In reality, I think you would be able to set a fuse for these shells, so you would be able to set at what range the shell will ignite. But that's fine. We're just gonna use a bunch of star shells on their superstructure. Set a few fires here and there. And that should put us in a good position. Oh my god, that thing is burning so bright. That was actually a good hit. Let's try to engage those weapons back there. I think that actually did some damage to them. Let's see if I can get that pesky machine gun. It's just a machine gun. It's not really dangerous to us. Well, that looked pretty close. Did not silence it though. Okay, we are almost out of star shells. Let's stop shooting right now. We'll leave a few just in case. That gun, hold fire. Okay, Okay, 2 more shells have been fired. They are going down, okay. That's it. Finish them off. The ship is going down. Excellent news. Finally. So that means we have 1 more torpedo. Set course 260.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs.
High speed.
260. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Volle Fahrt voraus.
Didn't suffer really any damage. That's good. We are okay. And that thing is finally sinking. We don't have time to cater to any survivors. And to be honest, they are close enough to shore that a rescue party should already be on the way. And I expect them actually in the area pretty damn soon. So it's a good thing that we are getting out now. I mean, we are not far away from Newport. And from land here, where some rescue station might be, about 100 kilometers. So yeah, they should arrive very soon. They won't have to wait for too long in their lifeboats. I'm sure they have radioed home about their predicament, and help is on the way. And we are now racing after the other ship that is somewhere out there in the darkness. Let's hope that we find it. And then we are hopefully gonna sink that one too with our remaining torpedo. It was a much smaller ship than this one, so 1 torpedo should absolutely be enough to blow it out of the water if we hit. We'll see. Ah, there goes a distress flare. Yeah, they're in trouble. That thing is now going rapidly. Yeah, they're sinking very fast. The ship was immobilized by our torpedo hit, so they were not going anywhere. But it's good that we were able to finish it off with the deck gun. And I think it has now touched the bottom. It's sinking a little bit slower now. But there it goes. There goes the rest of it. Some debris is floating up. And there are certainly some survivors in the water. But that thing is now gone. Let's check. What did we sink? That was... No, that was not an armed tugboat. What? Ah. Second page. I think that's the first time that I had to switch to the second page during a patrol. Oh no. Oh, what did we do? Medium merchant, type 27, 5,315 tons. There's the second page. Oh wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and maybe even 10. Can I even raise that many victory pennants? I don't think I can. That's awesome. Oh man. Okay. I'll continue this way for maybe half an hour. And if I don't have them in sight until then, we will dive to periscope depth and listen. But I think half an hour should be enough to regain sight. They can't be that far away. We'll see. For now, a short break in the video before we continue. Welcome back. We have found the merchant. There it is, right in front of us. And it looks as if they are still zigzagging about. Yeah, they're still maneuvering, they're still wary of a torpedo attack. That's not gonna make our job easier, but we should still be able to accomplish it. There's a nice bright moon in the sky, helping us a little bit with visibility, and these guys are completely unarmed. So that means we will be going in for a surface attack, and we'll try to make it work. To set up the attack properly, we need to distance ourselves a little bit from their course. Because, of course, I will want to try to measure their speed. I expect that their speed has either remained the same at 7.5 knots, or maybe it has dropped because of the maneuvering. We'll see about that. I'm pretty sure, if our earlier estimation is correct, then we had measured their passing through the fixed wire at 21 seconds and the speed was 7.5 knots, so their length is about 82 meters. We can keep that in mind when we take our next measurement in just a few minutes here. I don't think they've seen me yet, because yes, it is dark, but we'll see. I think they are just still maneuvering to avoid a possible torpedo attack, but it's coming anyway. It's just gonna be, I think the most difficult thing here is going to be to keep enough range when we fire, so that our torpedo has time to arm. That might be the biggest challenge here. If we get too close, then the torpedo won't have time to arm, and it's just gonna impact the hull without detonating. That, of course, we don't want. It's not a big target. If it's only 82 meters long, that's really not a big target. So even if we should miss, I mean, the patrol has been a really great one, so I'm not gonna be too sad if we should miss this target, but still, it's there. I have a torpedo. I would like them to become friends. Let's see if we can accomplish this. Yeah, they are zigzagging all the time. This is gonna make things more difficult. But we are on the surface. They are not armed in any way, not even a machine gun. So we are completely free to maneuver. And we can dictate the engagement. We can get into a favorable position for us and fire at them. And if I don't feel like we're in a good position, I can just turn away and reset and try again. We have all the time in the world. Well, maybe not all the time in the world, because at some point, surely they will receive help from the coast. But until that happens, I have a free hand here. So, I'll maneuver myself into a good position. And once I'm on their level, basically, once I'm parallel with them, that's when we'll start to maneuver for the attack. So, a short little break and then we'll continue. Welcome back. I think it's time that we start this attack. So, we are now turning in. They are maneuvering around, but we are just gonna do it, and we'll be successful. Let me set up the torpedo here. I don't know how shallow the draft of this ship is. It's not a big one, so we should be a bit careful with that. I'm gonna set this to 3 meters. Impact. Slow, there's only that setting, and that's the torpedo setup. Meters is pretty shallow, but yeah, I just don't want to risk a torpedo running under the target. Okay, are we on a fixed course? We are. Now let me try something. Who's gaining? They are gaining on me. Okay, in that case, let me speed up here. Our speed is climbing. I'll wait until it stabilizes. Getting there, 9 knots. Still climbing. I think at this speed we will go at almost at 9.5, almost 10, something in between. So just a moment longer and we should be there. That's about 9.8, I think. Okay, let's bring this thing into the center of our periscope, activate the tracking here. And we are gonna note the bearing that the target is on. Let's wait until it's at 45. Must not get too close, but I think we'll make this work. Start the clock. 45 degrees. So what we are gonna do right now is we are gonna use the Auswanderungsverfahren. So we are taking the bearing change within 1 minute. And if everything works, we should be able to get a pretty accurate shot in on the target. I have my calculator here next to me. The formula is kinda crazy. It's our own speed times the sine of the second bearing that we are gonna take in just a moment, times 6,000 divided by 1,820 to convert... Oh, no. Wait. Added, no, subtracted from our original distance to the target. Damn it, I forgot to take that. Let's do 1,200 meters. Okay, I have to concentrate here. Get ready to stop the tracking. This bearing. Bearing change 3 degrees. I will set this now to 90 degrees. 3 degrees was the bearing change, the new bearing is 48. So sine of 48 minus 12 times 6,000 divided by 1,820 times the sine of the bearing change, which was 3 degrees. That gives us a speed that we are going to input of 5.2. So 5 something. There we go. Open the tube and turn towards the target to reduce the gyro angle. Tube is open. Wait for the turn to complete. Slow down the boat. Rudder 0. Okay, tube is open, everything is set up. Things should be looking good. Last range estimation. 700. Go to 6. And fire. Eel is in the water. Turn away. Now it's in the hands of the torpedo. But you know what? I am curious, very curious, if this will yield any results. So we are gonna follow the torpedo. And it's not looking bad, to be honest. It's not looking bad at all. It's kinda looking bad. Might be that it's just gonna miss. Yeah, there's the screw turning in the water. A very, very narrow miss. Damn it. Maybe they sped up at the last moment. Unfortunate. Oh, we were already at that speed. Let's go a bit faster. Actually, let's stay on this speed. So there are other means to sink this thing. There's still something that we can do. bring the gun crews to the deck. Get me to the deck gun. And turn the gun on that thing. I have 2 star shells. Those can do some damage. We are gonna shoot at it like this. It was a hit, but not a great one. Let's fire one into the bridge. No ammunition. Oh, that was the last one. Okay, I had only 1 star shell. Good, in that case, I don't think we are sinking this thing. Man, just a flak gun, please. Okay. Onto the flak gun I go. We have plenty of ammunition for this one. Hitting with this thing is very difficult though, because the mouse sensitivity is absolutely all over the place once you get into this view. Trying to hit the waterline. Punch a whole bunch of neat little holes into this thing. Simply too many to repair. If this was a bigger ship, I would not attempt this, because it just wouldn't work. But with a small ship like this one, it might. We might just do enough damage this way. We have now fired a lot of rounds into this thing without any effect. Yeah, I think we are leaving. Few more magazines and then we are gone. They're coming closer, aren't they? Are they trying to ram me? That would be funny. I can just speed up. They are not gonna get near me. For now I can use this to my advantage. To hit them a little bit better. Well, this ship is certainly going to have to be repaired. Yeah, that's it. Hold fire. Good effort, but it's not working. It doesn't seem to be working, so we are just gonna leave now. Increase our speed.
Ein Drittel Fahrt voraus.
Watch crew to the bridge.
Seewache auf Brücke.
Don't be nervous. They are not shooting at us. They don't seem to be affected at all. Yeah, we are going. Okay, let's delete all of this. And let's turn that way, and then we are returning to port. 7,500 kilometers across the Atlantic. Ooh, that's gonna take quite some time. But now we are leaving. This has been our patrol of the American coast. And I should say basically just the Gulf of Maine. Our fuel reserves would not have been sufficient to really do an effective patrol in this part of the ocean, or even down here. But maybe in the future there will be methods to increase our range. There's a possibility that for our next patrol we will return to the US. We'll see about that. For now, we are leaving these guys behind. Farewell. You have been another very lucky ship. And you will stay afloat while we head back out to sea.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
And we are gonna return to France, finally. So, what a fight. Okay, I've set course, we are turning around, and well, in the next scene, I guess you should see me in port. Or very close to it. If nothing happens along that way, that is. Who knows, maybe something will happen. This game is completely unpredictable. There's always something that can happen. Maybe, you know what? Small change of plans here. I first want to get into deeper waters, and then we are gonna set course for up here. Let's first get some distance from the coast, head into the deeper waters here, and then we are gonna turn that way. I think that's a better choice than to go through these shallows. Might as well just go out into the Atlantic right now. Even so, we will have to be vigilant in this area here. British air patrols, or Canadian air patrols I should say, could be active in this area. So we will have to be careful with that. But once we are, I think once we are up to here or so, we will have a pretty clean shot at returning to Brest until we hit the Gulf of Biscay. Then we will have to be once again careful and really look out for enemy aircraft. So, for now, let's head out there, and we'll continue this once we are hopefully close to France. Welcome back. After a very long and completely calm journey across the Atlantic, we are back in Brest, in the snow-covered town here, not far away from the submarine bunker and not far away from the dock where we will tie up very soon. But something else has happened in Brest while we were away, just a few days ago actually. You might see that something is missing from the harbor. In contrast to our previous visits here, Scharnhorst and Gneisenau, the two battleships, are gone. Just a few days ago, they launched Operation Cerberus, which is, well, let me show you. They sailed from Brest through the English Channel, under the noses of the English, and off to harbors in Norway. I think it's Norway where they went, yeah. Although, maybe... no, I think it's Norway where they went, yeah. But they are gone. I was able to follow this operation in radio messages. Let's see if I can find some of them. I can't scroll back there. No, I can't scroll back far enough. Okay. Never mind then. No, I apparently can't scroll back far enough with the radio messages. But we were receiving radio messages informing us of the progress of the task force. Had we been in this area already on that day when the operation was launched, we would have actually seen the ships departing the harbor, heading out to sea. And also the Celtic Sea, there were apparently British warships operating in the Celtic Sea. We had some radio intercepts from British task forces, but we were still out in the Atlantic, just entering the Gulf of Biscay basically, and so we didn't meet anyone. Not that we would have been able to do anything because we had no torpedoes. But if you are playing this yourself and you are coming to this point in the war, you might want to keep your eyes open for English ships trying to intercept the Scharnhorst and Gneisenau battleships heading through the English Channel. Quite an audacious operation that they conducted there. Really slipped through under the noses of the British. By the time the British realized what's going on, they were already well into the channel. Very well into the channel. And so they didn't get to react in time. But now we are here. And I will soon be able to end this patrol. And what a patrol it was, with so many ships sunk. Such a great patrol here. But now, I think that now the boat needs some rest, and the men especially. We have been at sea for a very long time after a very short rest since we finished the previous patrol. Or after we finished the previous patrol. Just a very short rest and we were out to sea again. Really heroic efforts, but we really do need a rest now.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Hard to port.
Jawohl,
Slow
Herr
down the
Kaloin.
boat.
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
I wonder, can I get into this final berth here? I think I can, it's free. Let's go into the bunker, because we also received radio messages I think just 2 days or so before Operation Cerberus. Warning that, a warning from Fleet Command here basically, that the Allies, the English, have air superiority over Brest and that the harbor is being bombed. So I guess that is also why the 2 battleships left. It was just getting way too dangerous for them here in the harbor. It's a sad thing for us, because their armament, their guns, their anti-aircraft batteries surely added a lot of protection to Brest. But yeah, the Kriegsmarine didn't want to risk losing them to a bombing raid, and so they sent them away. Okay, we will
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
crew on the deck. And raise the periscopes. Raise up the masts, so to speak. There are... no idea why the graphics are suddenly a bit blurry.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ruder 0.
Wow, what happened?
Jawohl, Herr
Hard to
Kaloin.
starboard.
Neuer Kurs 5. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
This has happened before, and I don't know why it happens. When I raise the pennants and everything, suddenly it looks like the anti-aliasing completely goes away. And then it suddenly looks weird.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Neue Bordmaschine stopp.
Stop the engines. I should be able to get in here. And now, of course, it looks very bad. Damn it. Okay,
Schiff gesichtet.
Jawohl,
rather
Herr
midships.
Ruder
Kaloin.
1, große Entfernung.
No idea. Wow, this looks really bad. Can't even take a proper screenshot of this. I don't know why. But so many victory pennants. Very nice. Okay. I gotta start doing things here. Start turning
Jawohl,
left.
Herr Kaloin. Ruder 2-2. Grad Backbord.
Swing the stern in.
Jawohl,
Actually
Herr
hard
Kaloin.
left. But yeah, the end of another successful patrol. So what's next? Well, as I said, we will need some time to rest and refit, and also we need some time in real life because, well, the OneAlex Mod Edition is receiving a significant update. By now, there is basically a whole new
Jawohl,
version
Herr Kaloin.
of the mod. An all-in-one package that makes it much easier to install and maintain for the active developers. And just before Christmas, a new significant update will arrive to that all-in-one version. I will try to get my career switched over to the all-in-one version, because I haven't run the all-in-one version so far. I'll try to switch over to that. It will have many benefits if it works, but getting it to work might not be easy. Maybe it won't work at all and I'll just have to think of something else. But by now we are getting to a point in this career. I've been on so many patrols, it has gone on for so long. And well, the game is getting less stable. The saves are getting less stable. I'm now at a point where before I load a save, I have to first go into the Naval Academy. Just open a random mission there, the navigation mission for example. Look around a little bit, exit that, and then load a career save. Otherwise I risk a crash to desktop while loading the save. And I really need to do something to stabilize this. So I hope that with an update to the all-in-one version, the game will run more stable than it does now for me. That's the hope. And I really do hope it works. I really do. There are... Well, plan A is basically I install the all-in-one version, put in my saves, and it works. I can just load in and continue. I have a suspicion that it won't be that easy. Option 2 is then, or plan B is then try to figure out why it doesn't work. Plan C is to maybe try to start a new career in the all-in-one version and bring over the key details from this career, like for example my tonnage sunk, my renown, the boat and the crew. In that order. And option D, we continue with this version of the mod. Until it might someday break completely. I don't know. We'll see about that. I still hope to make it to the end of the war, and I would be extremely sad if that doesn't work because the game decides to betray me in that regard. So I'll try to make it work. But right now we're at home and we can enter patrol. Let's go and do that right now. Exit the patrol. We have... yeah, we'll go over that in just a moment. We are gonna dock at Brest. And there we are. We left Brest on the 28th of December. And it is now the 17th of February. A very long journey. A very, very long journey. More than 1.5 months we were at sea. A really long journey. We sunk 7 merchants for 39,403 tons. We sunk 2 warships for 2,550 tons. The warship types sunk were patrol craft. Our hull integrity has suffered a little bit during the journey, but it's still fine. And we received 1,443.93 renown, which is quite good. The ships that we sunk. First we sunk a repair ship of 2,000 tons on the 14th of January, so when Operation Drumbeat started. A few days later we sunk a coastal freighter, then of 1,163 tons. Then, once again, a few days later, we sank a medium merchant of 6,784 tons. 1 day later, we sank a large merchant of 10,842 tons and an armed tugboat of 1,275 tons. 1 day later, a medium merchant of 5,090 tons and a large cargo of 8,195 tons. And 1 day later, another armed tugboat. And wait, when was that? That was on the 27th. Then once again, 1 day later, I think it was, yeah, 1 day later, a medium merchant of 5,315 tons. 41,953 tons in this patrol. 9 ships sunk. That's an amazing result. Let's go and see what else there is. Personal file. I will go through that in just a moment. U-boat aces. I am very far ahead from everybody else. Some other U-boat captains have managed to really sink some stuff during Operation Drumbeat. They've accumulated some more tonnage. But yeah, Kretschmer is gone, he's not gonna get any more. Prien is gone. Schulze, not sure if he's still there or not. But there will be others who will advance to the top. but nobody will surpass me at this point. I'm far removed from everybody by now. Well, for some reason the game really does like to crash sometimes when you select something. So let's not do that, let's simply go back here and take a look at our crew. Some of them deserve recognition. Let's go to the awards. We have some promotions to award too. Now who's gonna receive that? The problem is by now a lot of my crew is getting really advanced. I don't think I'm gonna give it to an officer, I'm gonna give it to... you look like a good candidate. You have been with us on 11 patrols. Yeah, you're getting one. There you go. Maybe another one. Although, let me check something. Yeah, you are both of that rank. You have been on 6 patrols with me. A promotion might not be a bad thing on the radio man. Could help, certainly. Could award one of the torpedo men. But I feel like they didn't do a good enough job on this patrol to deserve that much. The gunner, he has already received a promotion, a significant one. The doctor, no. He's already been promoted. Hydrophone operator. Good candidate. There we go. Medals. Oh, we have some medals to award. Let's start with the U-boat war badge. Nobody? The U-boat front clasp. Has this been introduced already? I don't think so. I think it will be introduced sometime this year, but it's not introduced yet, so we are gonna skip that. Iron Cross second class is going to... To whom? Who did something really special on this patrol? Who did something really special? I have a feeling like I should award it to really the gun crew, because they did some work during this patrol. But he already has it. He's gonna receive an Iron Cross first class. That's what he's going to receive. Iron Cross first class to him for standing his ground on the gun under fire. Iron Cross second class will be awarded to... whom? I will award this to some of the men who are standing on the gun with him. So most likely some of these guys, or somebody who's been... you have already received it, so you're not gonna... Why are you eligible to receive it if you have... No, I've misclicked. None of you has received it so far. But you're a good candidate for it. Let's give you that promotion. And another one. Flag gunner. Didn't really distinguish himself during this patrol. Engine. Machinists. Yes, that's a good idea. They deserve some recognition. They kept the engines running flawlessly during this very long voyage. Good candidate for the promotion. There we go. Nice. Qualifications. This is now tricky. Who's getting a qualification? And what qualification is that person getting? So looks like I can give it to basically you. Why did your picture just go over? Okay, that's weird. You or you. A watchman we already have. That's you. You're also torpedo man. You are just a watchman. Can I give something to you? You might... Would you benefit from a gunner qualification? I don't think you would, actually. Another repairman. Another medic. Having the helpsman qualified as a medic wouldn't be such a bad idea. would help to reduce crew fatigue during these very long patrols. Repair might be more beneficial than that even. It's really good. Once repair is a thing, you usually don't need it, but when you do, you really need good repair. I don't know who to give it to. You already maxed out. You already basically maxed out. Can't give it to you too. You are getting repair. I think it's a pretty good choice. And there we go. He's now qualified for repairs too. Nice. Well, that was it. We have made it. We have actually made it. Let's take a quick look. Just out of curiosity. Oh, look at that. We can get a new conning tower for the next patrol. The Type 2 conning tower. A little bit... This would allow us to have a little bit I think this could essentially double our anti-aircraft armament. What else is there? Light flak. By the way, for those of you wondering why I'm not installing the twin-barreled 20mm, it wasn't really a thing at this point in the war. They didn't have the mounts for a double-barreled thing at this point in the war, because you do actually need specialized gun mounts on a submarine, and that wasn't a thing yet. They still relied on the single 2cm flak, which was not a good idea. But that's a different story. Let's check really quick. Any more upgrades to the batteries? No, not yet. Nothing. Oh! Will you look at that? We can get a radar set installed. Okay. It's not a, it's a really, really shitty radar, but we could get a radar installed. Okay. Okay, we might be in for some significant upgrades. So this will set us back 500. Maybe we'll have to add a second light flak gun, which will set us I don't know how much. And we will have a radar setting us back 250. 750 renown gone. That's not too bad. No new torpedoes yet. I am really curious when we... Oh, no, wait! T3s! The first T3s have arrived. We are getting 2. Just 2. Oh, shit. Just 2. These are, however, a great improvement. They are essentially, like the T2, electric torpedoes, but... if you look at the stats, they are a little bit faster and their range is much greater. That's the important thing. With the T2s, there's always a problem. Can we really get close enough? We really have to get really close to a convoy to fire these things. But with the T3... oh, we're getting some more in the reserves here. Okay, we can get a few of those. But with the T3, 5 kilometers range, that's actually pretty decent. And allows us to fire these outside of the convoy. And still hit the ships deep within it. That's really good. So there's a lot of stuff to look forward to on the next patrol. Ha! Nice! I'm looking forward to that. And there's something that you should look forward to. Now, soon you will be able to see a new game on the channel. And that will be Wings Over Flanders Fields, a World War I combat flight simulation. And the campaign I will play in that is basically in the style of this Silent Hunter 3 campaign. Very... with a lot of storytelling, and we'll follow the character until he dies, because it will obviously be a Dead is Dead campaign, and Dead comes fast on the Western Front. So it won't be long, but yeah, I know I said that when I started the Silent Hunter campaign. I said this won't have a lot of episodes, I'm sure I won't survive for very long, and here we are in 1942. After 100, what is this, 17 episodes? Is it 17? Jeez. But I'm sure that the campaign on the Western Front in World War I will be much, much shorter. However, I will strive to make it really awesome, because I really want to show you guys Wings Over Flanders Fields. It's such a niche, but very amazing World War I combat flight simulation. So really do look forward to that. This Saturday. I still have to record it, but if I get it done until this Saturday, then this Saturday you will see an introductory episode to that campaign, where there will be no story stuff. It will be just, I will explain what Wings Over Flanders Fields is, what the rules for the campaign are, what my vision for the campaign is, so basically what kind of career path we are trying to follow, and all of that stuff. It won't be a super long video, but I'll just show off some things in Wings Over Flanders Fields, how they work, how the settings are for the AI and everything that will be used during my campaign. And then, if all things go very well, the week after that, on Saturday, we'll see the first episode released, which I've already recorded and which is basically done with editing. But I really want to get an introductory episode out first, so I really have to somehow squeeze in the time to get this done during this week until Saturday. If I can do so, awesome, then you will see that. Maybe if I need a day more or so, then you'll see it on Sunday also, but we'll see. I'll strive to get it done before then. So please look forward to that, and please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, because otherwise you are gonna miss out on something that is gonna be truly awesome. I promise you that. With that said, thank you very much for your time. I really do hope that you have enjoyed today's episode as well, and that you are looking forward to our next journey in Silent Hunter 3, which, as I said, it will take some time. There will be nothing next week, but the week after that, hopefully I will have the stuff with the all-in-one version sorted, and hopefully it works and I can start heading out to sea again. But no promises. Maybe it will take another week before we start a new campaign. It really depends on how many technical difficulties I encounter. I really hope not too many. So once again, thank you very much for your time, and please let me know in the comments what you think of my plans, and if you are looking forward to the Wings Over Flanders Fields campaign. Until then, have some really great days, and goodbye.